friends, this is your Atif Khan. Tea. It's a drink that millions of people in the world wake up to every morning. And it's the world's most second consumed beverage after water. No matter where you go in India, you will find this liquid refreshment which is called chai. It can be served after any meal and is a welcoming drink to greet every guest. Whether you prefer it white, green or black, there is tea for every occasion or any mood and for gossip meetings. But how did this universal phenomenon get so popular? Who invented this? The history of tea is as rich as it tastes. Join me for this refreshing journey. This is the story of the world's favorite drink. It is difficult to tell who invented tea or where and how the first cup of tea came to be brewed. However, its roots are deeply tied to ancient Chinese culture, as China is considered to have the earliest records of tea consumption. Though there are numerous tales about its origin, the best known among these is the story of the emperor, the father of agriculture and herbal medicine, Shennong from China. The story begins in China in 2737 BC when Shennong happened to be sitting under the Camellia sinensis tree one day. When a few leaves stirred by the wind fell into his pot of boiling water, changing the color and taste. He loved the flavor and felt it so relaxing. He experimented further and found it to have medicinal properties. Shennong named the brew Cha, which means check or investigate, as he was experimenting with the drink. He also discovered that tea works as an antidote and cured his stomachache contracted as a result of eating a toxic herb. After this incident, whenever he consumed a poisonous plant during his herbal experiments, he would chew tea leaves to counteract the poison. Shennong is also mentioned in Chinese writer Lu Yu's famous monograph, The Classic of Tea. For thousands of years, tea was a medicinal beverage. It has long been known that tea aids in digestion, which is why many Chinese prefer to consume it after their meal. It remained incredibly expensive for many years. It is likely that these early tea drinkers came from royalty and upper class because tea plants were still in limited supply at that time. A beverage even used as a form of currency. In the years between 618 and 907 BC, the Tang dynasty planted several tea trees all over the country. And the first tea shops began to grow in popularity. It took over 3000 years for tea to become a popular drink throughout the Chinese Empire. By the end of the 3rd century AD, tea had become China's #1 beverage and a daily drink. Tea traveled from China to other countries. Japanese Buddhist scholars visiting China brought tea seeds to Japan. The Buddhist monk Dengyo Daishi is credited for bringing Chinese tea seeds to Japan when he returned from his studies abroad. From here on, tea left the Chinese soils for the first time and was introduced to Japan. The Japanese fell in love with the drink and instantly welcomed it into their culture. Tea became a drink of the religious classes in Japan. Tea became a popular drink in Buddhist monasteries after the caffeine kept the monks awake during the long hours of meditation. Even today, the Japanese tea ceremony, Babicha, is famous for cultural tradition. The ceremony involves making and serving tea in most perfect, polite and gracious manner. It requires years of training to perform better in a tea ceremony. Wherever you go in Japan, bottled tea is found in vending machines and shops, even green tea flavored ice cream. The Dutch and Portuguese were the first to export tea from Japan and China to Europe at the beginning of 17th century. China drink started appearing in coffee houses in London. But it wasn't until it was popularized by the fashionable Queen Catherine of Braganza. Portuguese royal and a lover of tea, for making tea popular in Britain when she married King Charles II in 1662. She was the reason that the upper class began to turn their heads to tea. Tea in Europe sold for 10 times the price of coffee, as the plant was still grown only in China. The average London worker spent 5% of his or her total household budget on tea. As an imported luxury, only the wealthy could afford to drink tea. All the tea in the world came from China. With silk and porcelain, tea has been an important Chinese export to the world. The difficulty of obtaining Chinese tea prompted Britain to explore other alternatives, like growing their own tea. The British East India Company prepared to grow tea themselves to take over control of tea trade. In 1823, explorers had discovered indigenous Camellia sinensis plants growing in the Indian state of Assam. The British introduced tea culture into India in 1836 and into Ceylon, Sri Lanka in 1867, primarily to put an end to China's monopoly on the cultivation. The hills of Assam and Darjeeling were used for large-scale production. Before long, Indians became expert on growing very beautiful tea plants but lacked knowledge on tea processing. The British East India Company sent Robert Fortune, a Scottish botanist, for spying on China's ancient sacred tea processing techniques and for stealing tea seeds and plants. He managed to get back to India with tea processing knowledge, seeds, equipment, and a small team of experienced Chinese growers. For the British, it took nearly 14 years to produce tea that was as good as the Chinese varieties. India surpassed China as the world's largest tea grower. As tea began to spread to the rest of the world, different variations and cultures have evolved based on the method of preparation, flavor combination, and the type of tea used. And rare kinds were brought to emperors as gifts. Green tea. Unfermented tea leaves were first pan-fried, then rolled and dried. This stops the oxidation process, which turns the leaves dark and allows the tea to remain green. Black tea or red tea. In the Ming dynasty, as foreign trade increased, there was need for teas to last longer. In order to protect their crops to prevent them from rotting, Chinese merchants started to roast their leaves. The leaves that were left in the air to oxidize or ferment to 80 to 100% produce black tea or red tea, the most popular type of tea in the world. The tea was manufactured mainly for export, and the Chinese even today continue to drink the native green tea, which is prepared with fresh tea leaves. Milk tea. It was the Tibetans who first invented milk tea. Tibetan sweet tea is a mix of black tea, milk, and sugar. To Tibetans, sweet tea is as important as afternoon tea is to British. And also, Tibetans have been using yak butter to flavor the tea since before the 10th century. Oolong tea. Oolong tea is a traditional Chinese tea. It is neither a black tea nor green tea. Oolong tea falls somewhere in between and is often described as partially oxidized tea or semi-fermented. Yellow tea. The bright yellow color of this hot drink is not natural and is attained through a process called sealed yellowing. In this process, tea leaves are lightly fermented to 10 to 20%. White tea. White tea is harvested before the tea plants open fully, when the young buds are still covered with fine white hairs, hence the name white tea. Dark tea. Dark tea is fully fermented to 100% and beyond. Iced tea. At the World's Fair in St. Louis in 1904, an Englishman named Richard Blessington had a tea pavilion to promote Indian black teas. During that summer, there was a heat wave in St. Louis, so Blanchardon decided to buy blocks of ice, make ice chips, and serve iced tea. This is how the popularity of iced tea skyrocketed throughout all of North America. Have you ever heard about afternoon tea? Afternoon tea, still a popular British institution, is credited to Anna, the 7th Duchess of Bedford, who complained of the long gap between a light breakfast and a late evening meal. To appease her cravings, she advised her maid to bring a pot of tea and light refreshments to her room. Anna soon began to invite her friends to join for her afternoon tea, and the trend spread quickly in 1840. Who invented tea bags? It was actually New York merchant Thomas Sullivan who invented the tea bag by accident in 1908. Sullivan sent samples of tea to his customers in silk bags, and they assumed that both the tea and bag should be put in the pot. It worked surprisingly well, and the tea bag was born. For years, tea bags were made of silk, then gauze, and remained in the format of envelope or pouch. However, in the 1940s, the rectangular heat-sealed paper tea bag came on the scene and was introduced to the UK in 1953. There are other gruesome tales that tell the origin of tea. In around 500 AD, the founder of Jain Buddhism, Bodhidharma, accidentally fell asleep while meditating for 9 years and woke up in such disgust that he decided to cut off his own eyelids. They fell to the ground and took root in the ground and grew to become the first tea bushes. Another version of the story has Gautama Buddha in place of Bodhidharma. But any real facts attached to the story can never be decoded. What makes tea history so fascinating is not much about who discovered tea, but how it has penetrated cultures and continents and gained flavors. Without any doubt, it has given people a refreshing lift for thousands of years, and it is hard to imagine a world without tea. China may be the birthplace of tea, but it remains as a drink that more than half of the world has come to love. Chill yourself with a cup of iced tea in this hot summer. Sip it down slowly and say thank you to whoever made tea the great thing it is today. Thanks for watching. Like, share and subscribe, and don't forget to hit the notification bell.